Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. A lot to discuss in today's video, including the latest on a striker and a winger this summer transfer window, what is happening with that. Today is Nwaneri's birthday and there's also news on him in terms of a new contract. What a season he's had. Him and Lewis Kelly this season, they've been a huge positive for us. So I cannot wait for them to sign a new contract and become permanent members of the team. Nwaneri can now dress the rest of the team in the dressing room, by the way, because he's 18. He wasn't with the rest of the team for all those other days. So that is an interesting one. And obviously some bad news. I mean, it wouldn't be asked me that some little bad news. I mean, it's not as bad as we thought it would be. Calafiori is injured, unfortunately, and the number of injuries we've had this season. So it's a case of bad news, good news. Let's start with the bad news. So Calafiori is injured. I was watching the game Italy and Germany, saw him going down, and the kind of injury that he had as well, like very crazy. Like you look at the injury and you're like, how did that even happen? Though he just sleeps, like it's just complete bad luck, or I literally don't know what is happening. And the number of times that has happened this season, during the international breaks as well, that's what annoys me the most. We've had so many injuries this season. Literally from the beginning of the season, after the first international break, Odegaard gets injured, international break. Merino gets injured, not even on the pitch. He hadn't played for Arsenal yet. He gets injured in training. Gabriel falls on him and he injures his shoulder. And then this is like, I think Calafiori has been injured like 4 times this season, and 3 of them have been during the international break. So that is a kill. And most of our injuries as well, I'd say even 40% at least, have been during the international break, which is very, very sad because there's a time Saka also went out injured for England last year. I think around November, October, somewhere there. And then, there's been so many, you can't even think about them. There's been so many injuries we've picked up during international breaks. And on top of that, we've also picked up so many injuries training, Harvard's training in Dubai, Merino trainings, so many injuries during training sessions as well. So in terms of injuries, this and that has been a killer, man. And then the players who haven't been injured, players like Declan Rice and Trossard, they've missed games because of suspension. So we haven't really been able to be consistent in terms of the lineup. It's always been injuries, and that's unfortunate. So let's start with this. Let's start with this on Calafiori. Calafiori has suffered grade 1 or 2 damage to collateral ligament, doesn't say which one, to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. This is according to Di Marzio, who's obviously very good in terms of Italian football. So when I said it could have been worse, this is what I meant. Like when you went down, I was thinking, hopefully it's not like another 2 months. That means this season is over. It's 2 to 3 weeks. Now, we still have another week of international breaks. So after that, there's an FA Cup weekend, and then we're going to play Fulham and Everton. So he's definitely going to miss the Fulham and Everton games in the Premier League. And then probably the first leg of the Real Madrid one is not going to be there. He's going to be back for the second one. So it's not as bad as we thought, because we know Lewis Kelly is probably going to start at left back anyway, but he's been giving us a lot in terms of attacking wise. And obviously Lewis Kelly is now with the England team, and you don't want him to come back and then play all the games, Everton, Fulham, and then Real Madrid, because those injuries worry me. Like, I'm so happy that Lewis Kelly is part of the England squad, but I'm at a point where I'm even thinking, do we really want Lewis Kelly to play for England right now? Calafiori is injured. If Lewis Kelly plays, then gets an injury, what do we do? Like, it's so crazy. But hopefully he does play at least one game. All the best to him. But yeah, hopefully no more injuries during this international break. It's been a disaster for us this season. I think in terms of big injuries, you're the team that has picked up most big injuries during international breaks. It's concerning. It's very, very sad, and there's nothing we can do about it because players have to go play for their country. So that is just unfortunate. And Calafiori doesn't usually play 90 minutes. I know the injury was weird one. It wasn't like muscular injury was running or whatever, but every time like he plays 90 minutes is something bad is waiting to happen, and his country just play him for 90 minutes. So for us, we know he can play him for 60 minutes or comes on for 30 minutes, and then you know how to protect him. For his country, just going to play for 90 minutes, and they're going to use him for the whole 90 minutes. So that is something that maybe needs to change for next season. Unfortunately, the country won't do that. We just have to get lucky and just be hopeful, just pray that things work out for us. But yeah, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, Calafiori is going to be out. And so Tierney hopefully stays fit, is going to feature now in those games against Everton and Fulham, maybe Zinchenko as well, Lewis Kelly probably. So let's see how it goes, man. But that It's an injury. Literally, the first game. Yesterday was the first game, the first day of international games, the Thursday, and we get an injury right away. So we still have a long way to go. Still another 5-6 days to hope that none of our other players gets injured. But that's the latest on that injury for Calafiori. I know people will say he's injury prone. We already know about that before he signed for Arsenal, but the injuries he's picked up so far this season is some weird looking ones. The way Dembele stepped on him, the way he was injured yesterday, it's just some weird ones. He wasn't even really, he's running and then he picks up a hamstring injury. He like stretches his leg and then he hyperextends, whatever. It's just crazy injuries. But let's go to the next piece of news, and that is on this. According to SR Collins, Arsenal are planning to sign both a striker and a winger this summer, as well as strengthening other areas of the squad. So that's something we definitely need to do this transfer window. We know that there's no way we can get into next season and then we start talking about again, oh my goodness, we didn't sign a striker, we didn't sign a winger. There's no way. This is like the last chance. They have to do it. You have to do it this time around. Jesus is out anyway until like December. Havertz is out until, around July or something. Is he going to be 100% ready for the start of the season? I don't know. Saka's been out for like 3 months now. We already know we need to get someone to help him next season. Martinelli and Trossard have been out of form. We need players to improve us in those positions, and that's something that needs to be the first thing when the transfer window opens in June. That needs to be the first thing we hear from the first day, like after discussions with this one and this one. We need to get those deals done. 2 years ago, the excuse was 2 years ago, actually last year, the excuse was that the Euros was going on. It's difficult to get deals done. This time around, we are not in that Club World Cup, and we are able to do those deals. Most of the big teams, the Real Madrid and those other guys, they are going to be busy with the Club World Cup. So maybe that is an opportunity for us to, to be focused on the transfer window and get some deals done, and need to do them early. They need to be there for the preseason. So that's the first job that Andrea Berta needs to do for us. Let's hope he does. But which wing are we going to be talking about now? Obviously, we've been talking about Nico Williams a lot. Another player I watched yesterday playing against Netherlands. He scored. It's not true that Bayern Munich are in the lead for Nico Williams. I think at the moment, Williams is closer to a move to us than Bayern Munich. This is according to Court Offside and CF Bayern. So we've been told that obviously Bilbao are aware that other teams want Nico Williams. Bayern Munich, Barcelona wanted him last transfer window, but they didn't have the money. Bayern Munich now would want him. I'm sure even if he's guaranteed to come to England, it's not only going to be Arsenal. You'd hear Liverpool want him again, maybe a Tottenham want him, but I'd believe that we could be able to get him. Like, I think that's a player who's going to definitely improve our left side. Could you get better wingers? Probably, but for that kind of price, 50 million around there, not easy. If you try to go for those big time wingers, you're going to be told 90 million, 100 million. And right now, for big money, I need us to sign a striker. And then the winger, I'm happy with it being like 50 million. So wing and striker is non-negotiable this season, this transfer window. We have to get it done. So we had the favorites to sign Nico Williams. Let's see how that one goes. He would be a big signing for sure. That is a listen. Even if Martinelli and Trossard ended up staying, maybe a player like Nico Williams would help them, improve their standards as well. If they're competing against each other, then you just know if you're not going to be on a high level, you're going to be on the bench. So maybe a player like this helps to improve your standards as well and your levels as well. So let's see what happens with Nico Williams too. Nwaneri. Happy birthday to him. Today is his birthday. He's finally 18. Arsenal are closing in on a new long-term contract for Ethan Nwaneri. Mail Sport understands that the proposed deal is up to 5 years in length. I think the time I was checking the contract, the time we did a video and talked about Gabriel and Saka getting new contracts, and I told you guys that Gabriel and Saka, Gabriel is like the 16th or 17th highest paid player to Arsenal, and he's actually one of the most important players in the team. Nwaneri and Lewis Kelly, obviously because of their age, they've been, I think I saw something like 5,000 per week or something like that. That's very little. Now, they're still young, but obviously with the new contracts, that is definitely going to improve to at least 50,000 or something. I don't know the figures, but I'd imagine it's going to go up to like 50,000 per week. Maybe less, who knows? Maybe in the future, though, it's going to definitely get to 100. But for now, maybe it's going step by step. Maybe it's going to be 30, and then maybe in the future 100. But I'd say 50 for now. We need him. This season, we've definitely needed Lewis Kelly and Nwaneri. I was imagining if Nwaneri and Lewis Kelly were both not there this season, we would have had a lot of trouble. There's a period like for a month where Saka was injured and Nwaneri is helping us. Lewis Kelly has been a huge benefit for us as well, because Calafiori has been injured a lot this season. Zinchenko has been injured. Tierney has been injured. So Ben White was injured. Tim Barty played at right back, who would have been playing at left back, would have been using Kivio there probably for those 1-2 months. It wouldn't have been ideal. So Lewis Kelly and Nwaneri coming into the team, and I didn't expect them. No one expected them to play this much this season. Did not expect it at all. I thought Nwaneri just going to be a backup for Odegaard this season. Lewis Kelly, I didn't think he was even going to feature that much this season. But both of them, if we don't have too many positives from this season, this is definitely one of them. Nwaneri joining the team and becoming a regular and scoring big goals for us against Man City, against Girona, against Preston. He scored some really good goals too. So yeah, this one, after turning 18 years old today, Ethan Nwaneri can now enter the first team dressing room at Arsenal. That is weird, that's crazy. Imagine him scoring big goals for us and then he's coming to the dressing room and you're like, okay, buddy, you gotta stay outside. You can't come in with us, you have to stay outside, and he's the one who scored the winning goal for you. But now you can dress the rest of the team and you can form a relationship with the rest of the team and a bond that we definitely need. But happy birthday to Nwaneri. Big plus for us this season. Miles Lewis Kelly is seen as having future captain potential due to his mentality of a seasoned veteran. This is another interesting one. I've watched his there's a video that England have posted of him and Rice and Ban doing kind of like a podcast, whatever, and it's actually really fun. You could Rice is a great guy, by the way. Let me just say, when we signed him, I was really happy because he's such a vibe. He, loves joking around with the team. He loves some banter and all that. He's such a cool guy. Seems like a person you'd like to hang out with. And then Lewis Kelly and Ban were then. Lewis Kelly, as I read the comments, and people are like, I don't understand why people are attacking Lewis Kelly. Seems like such a nice guy. I mean, obviously, people would not be happy about him being on that stage, and people want him to be as nice as possible because of that talent thing. I don't care about that. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm really, really happy with how Lewis Kelly has done for us this season. Keep that attitude. Obviously, reduce on the red cards. A couple of them are a bit shaky though, but I'm happy that Lewis Kelly is, and as I've said, it could be a future captain. Who knows? Is it for England, for Arsenal? I don't know which one is going to be and when is going to be that, but he's definitely showing, a real character. That is the kind of person you want in your team. He looks like a real winner. He seems like a real winner, doesn't want to lose games. He's happy to get into tussles with big boys in the box and all that. So Lewis Kelly, again, just as I've said with Nwaneri, both of them have been huge positives for us this season. So really happy to see how they do after this. So could be a future captain. That is very, very interesting. And then I think it's the final one, according to Football and London, including those on loan, 86% of the players as contracted to Arsenal have at least 2 years left on their contracts. It is evidence of the proactive approach and great job that Edu and Atta have done as Andrea Better takes over. That one I agree with. That one, in terms of that, at Sandham, Edu did incredible job, because I remember there's so many times we used to have players running down their contracts. Aubameyang leaving for free, Lacazette leaving for free, Ozil leaving for free, Sanchez leaving for free, Aaron Ramsey leaving for free. We had so many of those, man. We're cancelling a lot of contracts now. At least a lot of players have a long way to go in their contracts, and we're already trying to, and give them new contracts already. Players like Gabriel and Saliba and Saka, players like Gabriel and Saka didn't actually sign too long ago, and we're already trying to give them new contracts. I think Saka has like 2 years remaining, already trying to give them new contracts. Right now, Jorginho is obviously, he was given an extra year, he's going to leave for free. I don't think we would have given him 3 years or whatever, and then signing that wouldn't have been a possibility. Partey and Jorginho is because of the age. So, but the rest of the players, we have a good thing going on with the contract. So a lot of them are not going to leave for free, even if we're going to get to an area where we're going to sell them. Good examples, Nketiah and Smith Rowe, we didn't let their contracts end and then let them go for free. No, we got a little bit of money for them, which is good. That's what you need to do. That's how you keep the club afloat. That's what you do to, keep the finances in check and, buy players and all that. It's very helpful if you're selling players. And we've never really been a selling club. We've not really sold too many players for any decent money. Actually, I don't think there's any really. I'd even say recently, maybe the Willock and Nketiah, that's when you've actually sold players for good money. We've never sold any players for like 50, 60 million like the other clubs. So keep the contracts, and then if it comes to a stage where we don't require the players, we need to improve other positions, or get a good offer for some of the players that we are willing to sell, then let's hope we can be getting good money for them, because their contracts are also still going and still have 2-3 years on their contract. So that is something that Edu and Atapra definitely did well for us. So let me know what you make about all that. Calafiori's injury, are you concerned, or you just think it's bad luck? And obviously Nwaneri getting a new contract winger, Nico Williams, would he be the guy that you're going for? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.